Hi.
Oh, what am I doing? I need to remove this.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, here we are.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hi, guys. So we are back today with Marlon. Marlon. Oh, God. Sorry, Ems. I'm so used to having a Mark here. I don't know if Marlon is going to join us or not, but you can clearly see this is Amber of SweetAmbs. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Joseph, Elaine, Heather, Susan, Lynn, Emily. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Karen. How is the moving going? So today, who are you? So today, I know I said I wasn't gonna do Valentine's Day, but I because you are doing Valentine's Day, I'm doing Valentine's Day as well. So, do you want to kick it off? Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, that means I have to make my face disappear because I
Okay.
only have one camera today.
Hey, Lynn.
Got
Hello, Karen. Hi, Katie. Everybody, everybody's excited to hear you, to see you here. Oh, look at these.
So yeah, this is a design that Sally actually suggested. She's a Patreon subscriber and she's a regular viewer of our live stream. So I had asked my Patreon subscribers what they want to see this year, and this was one of her suggestions. I think this is because this is all in the comments. So there wasn't a picture, so I think this is kind of what she meant. But Sally, if you just want to confirm that this is what you were talking about when you describe this type of design. So that's what
Sally's here. Yes.
I think I saw her.
Oh, hi, Sally.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can let us know if this is what you had on mind. All right. So.
And this is made using my Sweethearts cookie kit. So let me just bring that up really quick so you can see. So you can make these designs obviously with this kit. But sometimes I like to just show you like what other things you can do with these kits. You don't have to stick with the design that, I originally created for it. So just using those supplies in the kit, you can make this or anything else you want using these colors. So that's available in my Global Valley store, and also my cookie kit subscribers are getting this kit for the rest of January. So if you sign up today, then you'll get this kit. Or you can just buy it as a one-off from my shop. All right, so starting out with flood consistency icing and a decorating tip 3. So the bags, the tips, the icing mix all come with the kit.
And what's this consistency?
This is flood consistency. And when I do wet on wet technique, I just try to get the icing on there as quickly as possible without worrying too much about what it looks like, because you can always use your scribe tool to kind of fix it and smooth it out. This icing, I made it a little bit thick today, so we'll see how it goes.
So you mean because you have to do wet on wet?
Yeah.
So Karen is asking, what is your flood count?
Between 15 to 20 second count, somewhere in there.
Hello, everyone. We have so many people joining us today.
Great. Hello.
Do you guys have any plans for the weekend? Did you get any snow?
It's snowing a little bit right now, and we're sort of on the edge of that storm that's coming, so really nobody knows exactly what's going to happen here. I am in New York State in the Hudson Valley, so we're just like supposed to be just on the edge of it. So they're saying like we could get a coating of snow or we could get a foot of snow, and nobody knows. So we'll see what happens with that.
Byron says hello.
Hello.
Marine is asking, what does the flat count mean?
Oh, do you want to
So
explain that?
flat count means the time that it takes for the icing to basically heal. So when you add water to your icing, let's say it's in a bowl, and then you take a spatula, you this is the bowl, you pull it up, you let it fall, and then you watch it kind of become part of the mass that is in a that is in a bowl. And if it takes about 15 to 20 seconds, that's the count. You can also run a spatula through the middle of your royal icing and then watch the line disappear. And once it comes together, that's the count: 15, 25, 10 seconds. Usually, I find people have trouble, they make it too thin.
Yeah. Yeah, I would prefer to be on the thick side than thin, because if this is too thin, it just runs off the edges and it's really hard to control. But if it's too thick, like mine is right now, you can always just use your scribe tool to kind of just push any little peaks in like that.
Happy birthday, Karen.
Oh, happy birthday.
Sunday, so happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the January folks.
Oh, and my mom's is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, my mom's too.
Yes. Oh, how funny. I forgot. Yeah, that's
I forgot
so funny. So I haven't been making the family cakes lately, but I am going to do this one tomorrow for my mom. She requested chocolate.
Chocolate cake?
Yeah, with chocolate buttercream.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you just want to get all your colors in there. Again, the food coloring also comes with the kit. It's teal and pink, so you just use the pink to make these two different shades. I put a little bit too much here, so I'm just going to scrape some of that off. And with this design, like the shapes obviously don't have to be perfect. You just kind of want to get a general shape of the flowers that you're going to do, because once you outline it, that's when they sort of become flowers.
Oh, Kim recognized your nails.
Oh, that's funny.
Even if your face is not on a screen, people can recognize you because of your nails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Karen is packing and the cookie orders. Good luck. Good luck with that. Now, and Anna, I don't understand your question quite. Where can you get the particular stencil? I mean, you have to, you can purchase stencils or you can make your own. I know Marlene is not here, but she's a pro in making. And you also use, what is it called? Cookie stencil machine you use?
Yeah, it's a silhouette portrait.
Yeah, so you can make your own. I often resort to the very cheapest option. That's a cardstock and X-Acto knife when I need to make like a quick stencil. And yeah. So what's next step? They have to let it dry, or
you have to let this dry overnight.
Overnight?
Yes. And now I'm going, okay, so all right, I forgot to mention, I'm using an edible ink marker, which does not come with the kit. But you can easily just get one of these on Amazon. I'm using a rainbow dust marker, which is a super fine tip. The label came off of mine.
Is that rainbow dust, or which one is it?
Rainbow dust. Yeah, so that's on Amazon. You can get that on Amazon. So just look up rainbow dust edible ink marker.
So did you use the same consistency for all the colors?
I did, yes. This is all flood consistency, so it dries nice and flat.
Happy birthday, Denise, too. Yes, Amber is using royal icing. Thank you, Jeremy. I hope you have a good weekend.
All right, so now this, I mean, I'm just kind of making this up, like outlining the petals. I'm not doing any kind of like real flowers. So I'm just going to go for it, okay?
Yes, go for it. I know it's hard to start when you're doing these. I've done it a few times and it's hard to start, but once you get going, it just comes really naturally. And you don't have to look for the perfection, guys.
Yeah.
So are these meant to be carnations?
I mean, they could be like,
Okay, somebody was asking. So RJ, I hope I said your name correctly. So I find when I do wet on wet, the added colors don't completely sink in so that the icing doesn't dry completely flat. Is it because of my environment? It's making it crust too fast? Do you have maybe a tip?
it could be, but it could also be that the icing with the color in it is just too thick, because sometimes when you add color, it actually thickens the icing a little bit. So you need to add a little more water to that icing.
Oh, I think this is your grandmother.
Hi, Grandma.
Hello. So everybody is loving it.
Thank you.
How long does royal icing keep?
I keep mine in the fridge for like 2 weeks. I
With
mean, it never,
meringue powder?
yeah, with meringue powder. It never really goes bad, but the consistency changes. Like it starts to break down a little bit, so it's harder to use.
Oh, thank you, RJ. I'm not very good with names, but I'm glad I get yours correctly. Everybody's loving it.
Thank you.
Oh, is my screen jumping?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, is it? I can see it. Sorry, folks.
I mean, it's always
Just,
something.
I can see it. I don't understand. Maybe I'll pop out and I'll give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. All right, it's just us. This is a rainbow dust edible ink marker. So it has a really fine tip. Hello.
Hello. So I hope I'm not gonna be jumping all over the place. Sometimes it needs a little resetting. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this effect. I did something last year or a couple of years ago even with different things, but with the flowers, it's beautiful. The floral designs are really, really nice.
Yeah, I love this style.
No, I actually don't do caffeine. Maybe I should. I don't really do anything. I'm so boring. Everybody is loving it. Yes. Oh, you are so kind, Jeremy. You caught my technical issues. Yeah, no Canadian jokes today. Marlon is still recovering after her third shot, so
Yeah, that third one was a little rough.
she was quite taking bites. So she'll be back on Tuesday. Now I think it is really crucial that you let it dry, right? Because
Oh, yes.
particularly with this marker, if it's not dry, it will you will make little holes.
Yep, it'll go right through.
Yeah, it will go right through. Yeah, I don't know. I am alive without it. I dance. That's my kind of. Yes, thank you. We will tell her to feel better. Everybody is loving it.
Thank you.
So, oh, Nikki has a question. Can we order cookies from Amber's shop?
I don't take cookie orders anymore. I do have the cookie decorating kits, so you can make them yourself. And then my Patreon subscribers, the highest level, get cookies every quarter. So I don't know if there are any spaces available now, but if you want to grab one of those, you can try some of my cookies.
You can order at Global Belly.
Yes.
And you also share lots of recipes on your blog, and that is SweetAmbs.com.
Yes.
So it's on the screen, guys, if you want to check it out. Now, Elizabeth has a really good question. Can you heat seal these cookies with the pen bleed? Will the pen bleed?
Oh,
Obviously blind now.
well, I've never had an issue with the markers bleeding with any brand of marker that I've used. Have you? So I don't. I mean, I don't think that they would, but I don't know. It seems like when the marker is coming off of the icing, that it might actually just be a problem with your icing instead of the actual marker, because I've never had that issue before. Have you, when you package it?
Not with the marker. No,
Mhm.
not that. No. What do you mean, Karen? What happened? Who is banned? I'm not following the discussion. So hopefully we didn't ban anyone. So how do you subscribe to the cookie box? Now, to subscribe to the cookie box, you need to go. Well, both of us, we have a cookie club or cookie
Yeah.
subscription on Global Belly. That's the. Let me bring up the link again. So all you basically have to do, just type into the Google search into the window Global Belly SweetAmbs, and it will come up, and there is Amber's shop, and you'll find the subscription there.
Mm-hmm.
Same for yeah, you can type in Global Belly Haniela's, and I have my subscription, and different kits will come to your door every month.
Yes.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, yes. A light dusting of cornstarch can help with the marker if you are having trouble. If maybe you live in a really high humid area, and the marker,
Mm-hmm.
the you know the bag is smudging it or something, the cornstarch will take care of it. But just do a light, very light dusting. So Denise, is your marker double tipped?
It is, yeah.
And that's basically the same. This is a specific pen I would like to order. Where can they order this rainbow dust? I actually have it as well here.
Yeah, it's on. These are on Amazon. You can get them in all different colors.
So using this tip right now. I mean, it's dual tip.
Mm-hmm. That's the one. Yeah, my label fell off at some point.
Yes, it's a food art pen by Rainbow Dust. They have different colors, but I primarily use black. Do you use other colors?
I use the light blue sometimes if I'm drawing on a cookie for templates.
Okay. Sally loves the use of the blue in a design. It's unexpected and very unique and fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Melissa,
Mm-hmm.
I have a shipping question. How do you pack cookies? You are shipping for them to stay safe.
I have a blog post about how to pack cookies for shipping. So if you go to sweetambs.com and just type in shipping, you will find that. Basically, it's just like a lot of packaging material, a lot of tissue paper and newsprint to keep them from moving around.
Yes. And it's also when you're shipping, keep in mind the shape of the cookie. Because if you're shipping, now hearts are great to ship, cupcake shape is great to ship, but if you were to ship something something like this, I'll just something like this is
Oh yeah.
to break this little, the handle because it's so small and very kind of thin. So look for the shapes that are not too pointy and not too complex. Simple shapes ship really, really well.
Yeah, I pretty much always ship round or plaque shapes.
And bubble wrap, right? I mean, it's bubble wrap. It's kind of a must, and all the peanuts and all that.
I mean, I just do tissue paper pretty much. Yeah, that works fine.
Too okay. Lots of tissue paper, yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever shipped internationally? Kim is asking.
Yeah, I've shipped all over the world, and the cookies are totally fine as long as you ship them carefully. And I usually use just the U.S. Postal Service to ship them all over the country, and It's the least expensive, and it's, you know, it's reliable for the most part. Definitely lose some packages here and there, but FedEx and UPS just are very expensive.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy put the link to your tutorial on how to ship cookies.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, um, I received both of your boxes. It would be wonderful to see a preview of what's coming each month.
Oh yeah, so I actually posted in the group what's gonna be next month. The post it's going up on Sunday.
I have to do an update because I have a new kit that will be shipped out to you on February, and it's going to be a cupcake shape. So I'm going to make sure that you. I don't know if you are in my Facebook group, so you can that you should. If you're not, maybe reach out to Global Belly, and they should give you a link, and I will let you in to the group.
Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to add a border, and in my Patreon group yesterday, I had them vote on which border to do between. Let me just show you the options. So it's this one, which is the bead, and then the dot, and
Which one are you asking? Which one we like?
no, I'm just showing. I'm showing
Border,
you.
beaded border. Yeah, definitely beaded border.
So like yeah,
that's kind of beaded. Or if you did the dots, but I would alternate the colors, or maybe make
that's a nice idea. Yeah,
make the dots a little smaller, more delicate. The flowers are so delicate, so I feel like the beaded border it just complements them.
Yeah. So now
Yes, Jeremy, I like it. Amber says, I'm going to try the border. But it's not going to be gold because she's doing it in white. Do you know why?
I know?
Well, do you guys know when would it be gold? If she was doing it, what color?
Oh, yes, that's a great question. It's a pop quiz. What color would I pipe?
Diana is watching. Diana, I read your Patreon message. I love the idea, and I'm going to talk to Girls and Marlin, and we're going to try to include some of your suggestions in the future live. This was like what color it should be. Yes, it's not going to be gold. Yes, it should be yellow, or yes. Gold will be pretty tough, yes, to paint. You could also paint black with gold, but it gives it a more dramatic look. Yes, it's like brown or something. Yes, brown. I do ivory. You can do brown, right? You can do.
I do brown.
Yeah, because it helps with the coverage. If you start off white and trying to achieve nice gold look, it's going to take a lot of gold, and it's going to be pretty hard.
Yes.
Yellow brown, yes, exactly. Everybody's loving it. So beautiful.
All right, so there we go.
Oh, let me. I wish I could. Can I do a bigger? Let's see. Oh, they're here. I should have done this from the get-go. I don't know.
It's okay.
Have,
it's nice to see it close up, though, how it was. Yeah.
And this cookie, the size of the heart. Do you know what's the size?
Yeah. So this is like just under 3 inches. That also comes in that kit along with the icing mix. So this is the orange cardamom icing mix.
Orange cardamom cookie mix.
Yeah. Oh, cookie mix. Was I saying icing mix? Yeah.
Cookie mix.
Cookie mix, and it does come with royal icing mix too.
Hi, Cassie. What was the consistency for the border?
Stiff consistency.
Okay, so
that's like just straight off of the mixer with no extra water.
So maybe you can answer this question. Katie is asking if you're going to be on every week.
Not yet.
And,
still working on the secret project and not able to share the details yet.
Yeah, we don't even know what the secret project is, and we tried to get it out of her. Okay, Jackie is asking about the gold from Evil Cake Genius. It's the gold that is ready to use, the royal icing. Now it looks great, but it's quite expensive. So you have to, I guess, just see if it works for you.
I think didn't Georgianne do a post about?
Yeah, I think Georgianne Lila Loa or Lila Loa. Is it Lila Loa?
I think it's Lila Loa. Yeah.
Lila Loa. Yes. So she did a post about it, about the gold from Evil Cake Genius. Okay.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye. All right, so I'm gonna add myself. I'm just gonna, okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, now as soon as I brighten it up. All right, so today, I guess you already guessed, I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be doing piñata cookies. Now these, I don't have a tutorial on how I did the glass part. Now you all probably know this is Isomalt. And I'm just gonna show you the product. So I cut the cookies with the two cutters. Oops. Here are the cutters. I was looking for a similar shape. So you see, I love how this is tapered at the end. I just love it for the heart shape. So I have two cutters like this. I don't know. I think this is. I actually kept. Oh my god, this was.
Oh yeah, so that's from Michael's.
From Michael, I kept the.
And then the smaller one, is that in Clark?
This could be in Clark. I don't know.
I think that's the one I was just using.
Is it?
Yeah, like a little bit under 3 inches with the tapered.
This is quite small. This is 7.5 centimeters. So it's small. I don't know if it's the same one. But anyway, so that's what I ended up using. And once the cookies were baked, I turned them upside down and then I poured the isomalt in. Now isomalt, it's a low-calorie sugar substitute.
Karen's asking if you could do a demo one day of how to use it.
Okay, I'm going to try. Yes, we can try. Now these are they call these nibs. So this is pre-treated isomalt. Usually isomalt, when you get it, it's like crystals. So you can't really use that to produce the clear glass. You have to prepare it. You have to cook it to certain temperature, and then you can pour it on a mat and let it kind of harden, and then you can use it on your project. Now these are pre-treated, so you don't have to do anything. You just melt it in a microwave. And they come in different colors, but there are different brands. This is Cake Play. Have you used these? There's another brand that's very popular, but I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I have not used it.
Now this when it melts, it's super hot. So I actually have silicone bowl, and I had to use 2 of these to keep me from like burning myself because I was holding it. Now you can see the silicone bowl is great.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you can.
No, I smell this fully edible. The only thing is if you eat too much of it, it has it works as a laxative. I'm gonna put it that way. It's like it can cause you to have diarrhea.
Yeah.
So if you eat too much of it, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to eat it as like I'm gonna put it in my coffee every morning. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, so this is basically why we use it, why it's used in cake and cookie decorating is because a regular sugar, when it melts, it also changes color, so it becomes yellow or even brown, But isomalt, you can see it's clear as glass. So that's why it's really popular with cake and sugar artists to use that. And when you're using the silicone bowl, what's really good about it, once it hardens, you can reuse it and you just melt it and, you can use it for the next project. So just cover it up and you're ready to go. Now, another thing I should mention is I've got here another one. So Isomalt is known for cloudiness. So when you first make it, it's usually very, very cloudy. A lot of people use torch or semi-cakes. Yes, semi-cakes. She's amazing. So if you don't know anything about Isomalt, just look up, I think, semicakes.com. and she also does a lot of tutorials on Instagram, but they're very like detailed and very, very advanced. So a lot of people use heat, like flame, to clear up the cloudiness. Now on the cookies, Mar did something similar a few weeks ago, and I was like, why didn't you use the torch? Well, it was like, scorching my cookies and stuff. So I did try to use the torch. The problem was I made a hole. I wasn't careful enough, so it didn't really work for me. So instead, I ended up using, this is a clear edible glaze spray. And this is great to protect your sugar work from basically like melting, and it creates a coating on it. How many nips for to fill the heart? I'd say 4. I'm sorry, I just put like, I don't know how many, and then I just put it in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you need too many.
It's not too many. What I also did, I put it on a parchment. You can see the texture of the parchment a little bit. If you have a silicone mat that is without texture, you could also use that. But I don't know. I feel like parchment works well if you don't have that. If you're using textured silicone mat, it's going to transfer onto the glass, onto the sugar. Okay. Yes, you can use the heat gun, but like I said, I did use a heat gun, and it caused some melting, and it was also scorching the cookies on the side. Kind of, because these are quite small. I guess you have a really big the gun. So anyway, so I sprayed it, and it reduced the cloudiness quite a bit. Okay. Now I already decorated some of these with, and here you can also see another thing, another. I used the torch. You see what happened there? I was a little heavy with the torch.
Yeah.
It started to melt. You see? So you have to be quite careful. Okay, so I already iced these with white icing, and I'm just gonna go ahead. What else did I wanted to do? Yes, we're just gonna do a border, and then I have. Okay, let me do this first.
Karen wants to know if you can draw on that with an edible marker.
Isomalt. June, are you on the call? I don't know. I don't know. I have to say, I don't know if you can. I know you can color Isomalt, but I don't know if you can draw on it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I do like the texture. Now this is wafer paper, and I just use, this is a little marker, and I just use my cutter to trace it on. And I have one that I already cut out. You don't have to watch me, how I cut the wafer paper. And what I decided to do, because we see all these cute Valentine's gifts for ladies and kids and stuff, so I decided, although it doesn't look very manly when I'm gonna be finishing it, but I wanted to use a different font, so I'm gonna use a font. I'm Nuts About You. And instead of candies into my little piñata, I'm gonna add almonds. You can also add different nuts. So I've got my almonds here. So I'm just gonna write, I'm Nuts About You. Let me just empty this so I see how I did it. And I'm using the same marker as Amber did. And again, wafer paper has smooth side, and this is, we talked about this. This looks like cellulite, right? Like an orange skin. I'm not gonna draw on this side. Okay, I'm going to just write on this side. Oh, you can paint it. Yes, paint probably, yes, but I don't know. Yes, this is wafer paper.
And I get mine from Amazon. I don't know where you get your wafer paper from.
Yes, Amazon.
Okay.
It comes, I get it in sheets, so this was like 50 sheets.
Well, look, yeah, Heather said Jordan almonds.
Oh, that would be excellent. But they are, you would have to probably add another cutout.
Oh, because they're big.
Because they are big. They're big, but they will be really nice because they have color. They're, I think there is like some coating on them.
Sorry. Yeah. How long does wafer paper last?
Well, a wafer paper, if you expose it to moisture, it becomes very like it kind of dissolves. Like if you ever went to First Communion, right? You kind of it's kind of like that, I would say. It dissolves very quickly or becomes pliable. But they last for I think if you don't expose it to moisture, they last for a long time, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
it's one of those shelf
you
stable.
made roses, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You made roses, so
Mhm.
when you did those, you used water. Do you remember?
Yeah, I brushed it with a little bit of water just to make it kind of pliable, but if you put too much on there, it just becomes like gummy. Yeah.
Oh, Katie, yes. So you had the same experience because I rarely use the torch. I have to say. I mean, I asked my husband to buy me a torch, and I mean, he seriously, it's the thing is like I'm gonna. And I was looking for a small, tiny, kitchen tool that I could use, and he brought this huge thing. So when it's on, like the flames,
Oh
like
my god, that's funny.
oh, it's
We'll have to see that. You'll have to show that sometime.
yes. So I'm actually very scared to use it. I'm afraid of fire. So every time
Mhm.
I'm using it, I'm like, show me how to use it again because I'm like, I'm gonna burn the house down, and I don't want to do that. So, Katie, I see you had the same experience. You burned the cookies. Oh, thank you, Byron. So we had the same question. So maybe is wafer paper same as rice paper?
I don't know.
Because
Somebody will know.
we just had that question in the last live, and we assume that it's probably the same.
Like, yeah, I feel like the one that I have is made of rice.
So it's probably the same.
So
So now
maybe someone can.
I'm going to start doing the border. Now, okay, so I wanted to just tell you guys about this design because we talked about this with Amber before. So this was a work in progress when I decided to turn it into more a manly. I'm nuts about you filling it with nuts, and then I included some hexagons on the top. Now I did the gold border. Now if I was to do it again, I would probably add chain instead of the border to make it more hardware-ish to more like for a handyman. Okay, so that's how sometimes things end up. You do something and then you realize, oh, this would look better if I did it this way. So I'm gonna just do the border because I already started. But if I was to do it again, I would probably do. I already have actually gray. I would do chain probably, but it would take me a while to do it now. So I'm just gonna do the border because I have one already prepared.
Hi, Joseph. Thanks for joining. We're getting a lot of answers that wafer paper is made from potato starch.
They said so. Rice paper is made out of tapioca starch, and wafer paper is okay. So they are two different things, but it's all starch, I suppose.
So I guess when I go on Amazon and I look for that paper, I just type in wafer paper, and it's just the size of like it's 8.5 by 11 sheet of rectangle paper.
Yes, I had it here, but I don't have it here. So it's potato starch.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I'll have to look at the one I have again.
they're used. Interesting. Basically, I'm gonna go all around, which I have already done on one of my shapes.
What consistency is your icing?
This is pretty stiff.
Okay. Yeah, I also use stiff consistency for the borders. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm using, this is number 2.
And so you're painting yours gold, so you're starting with kind of a golden brown.
Gold brown. I like to use like ivory and whatever I have left over. Oh, rice paper is made for, we are getting the whole lesson here. Thank you, guys.
I know.
Because we had that question during the last live with Marlon, and we weren't sure whether it's the same thing, so it's not.
Is meringue powder better than egg white powder in royal icing? I think so, because meringue powder has
already
other ingredients in it, like cream of tartar, a little bit of vanilla flavor.
Now you can obviously use just egg white powder.
Yes.
But you need to add the other things. I would definitely add cream of tartar, and then you need to, if you
maybe
don't
a little cornstarch. I think that does sound familiar. I will have to go back and look at my Amazon orders to see which one that I use, but that does sound familiar.
Oasis?
Yeah. How do you not get peaks? I mean, that just comes with practice, right? Hen, not getting peaks on your beads.
Oh, on the beads?
Yeah.
I think that the kind of trick is to like you kind of like always like a little tuck. There's like a little
wave.
Like a little tuck where you like tuck under.
Yes.
Like not like with like with the small tip, it's not as present as with the star tip where you can really see the movement. But
right.
You go a little like forward,
Yes.
Forward.
Yeah.
Tiny forward, not like whole lot, but like if I was to demonstrate, okay, so you go forward and like that. But it's not like that. It's just very, it's like minuscule.
And then the next bead covers the tail of the bead before it. Yeah.
So so then you go around the outer perimeter. I've got one here. It's so fast. So I've got one here, and this we can paint that with gold. I can't wait to do one. I am going to do one with a chain because I just love that idea to do the chain. I'll do a few hexagons first. So to make these, I used, and this is one of my favorite geometrical sets that I have. It's from Atico, and it comes with, I don't know, maybe 10 different shapes, and they all have different sizes. So you get a hexagon with like I think 3 or 4 different sizes, which is great to have if you're using different, if you're working on different projects. You also have different rounds, squares, rectangles, triangles. So look for it in my Amazon shop. I have it in my Amazon shop. Yes, also the angle where the tip is. Yes, so obviously if you're piping the, if you're doing it this way, so it's like 45-degree angle. When I say 45-degree angle, I mean the angle that your tip is forming with the surface you're piping on. Okay, I don't know if you can see, like there maybe. Okay, it just takes a little practice. It's also important to have the correct consistency of your icing, because if it's too runny, it's going to just disappear. But if it's too stiff, then you're gonna lose your wrist.
Yes, right.
So what I did, I cut out my cookies with this little cutter. You have to make sure that it's chilled. The cookie dough should be chilled, because cutting out the round, it's kind of hard if it's too soft. And also I like to dip it in flour when I'm doing these small pieces, so it's easier and it comes out, and then you can just push it out with a toothpick or something like that. And instead of gray, I decided to do them red. Oh, this is bold. I thought this was a nut. No? Is this bold? This is a nut, no?
I think that's the nut, right?
I was searching like crazy. Is it a bolt? Because bolt is
the bolt is the
bolt is what you screw the nut on, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, if your dad was here, he would probably tell us. And to make the red, I just used Super Red from Americano brand.
If you go to Hanny's blog at haniela's.com, she has her cookie and icing recipes there.
Yes.
Okay, that's a nut.
It's a nut, right?
It's
Okay.
a nut.
I got a little like, okay, am I
I
doing
know, I always get so like nervous
about you, and then I'm doing the bolt. No, let me
I know.
because I know there is a washer, right? You have a washer. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's different.
yes, that's different. So, oops, I should get a little more here on the side. And this icing doesn't have to be super fluid because this is such a small area. And you could even like dip it in sanding sugar to make it, a little more interesting. So then you have to do, I'm gonna add 3 on my cookie. So I've got, so let's see, so here are my cookies. And now all we have to do is glue the bottom with the middle part. And you can see I baked my cookies on, you see the texture? This is texture from perforated mat. It's a great baking mat for cutout cookies. What brand of rainbow dust edible markers is the best? Well, that's the brand. Rainbow dust is the brand.
Yeah.
And
So I use Rainbow Dust, and I also use Food Doodlers. So those are the 2 brands that I like to use.
Yes, me as well. So I'm gonna add almonds. Now, if your guy doesn't like almonds, add whatever nuts you like. I'm also going to add some color. It's like these are local. I'm in Spain. I've realized that I guess each country they have things that look like this to me it's M&M, but they call it Smarties.
Yeah.
They call it Smarties, and they're pretty tasty. So I'm adding a few of those just for the color.
Heather used your icing recipe, and she says it's excellent.
Thank you.
So that is on Hanny's blog. And
the fresh lemon. I'm always curious because I have several recipes there. I also have strawberry. I also have recipe made with fresh egg whites and pasteurized egg whites. Now, I don't know if people seal their piñata cookies or not. Do you guys seal it or do you just kind of carefully place it on the top? It should be sealed, right?
I mean, yeah, if the plan is to break it open, otherwise it's a box.
Yes. So we're going to seal it. Oh, I should have written the note before, never mind. So I'll do that later. I'm just gonna shift it a little bit.
No, Smarties here are like a tart, like sugary candy, but the ones that Hanny has are more like M&Ms, but they're called Smarties.
They're a little bigger, I think, than M&Ms, but they're called Smarties and they have different colors. I think it's a UK brand. I don't know. No artificial colors. It's made by Nestle. So, Smarties UK. So M&M's is made by Mars, I think.
Yes.
M&M's is made by Mars, and this is made by, and they also have like a variant of Oreos. It looks just like Oreos.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, okay, they have Oreos. So to paint, I'm going to use, and I fell in love with this stuff because it's just ready to use, and I don't have to mix it with anything. And the coverage is excellent, and it lasts for a long time. How do you keep the cookies soft after putting the royal icing on? I sent cookies to a friend and I kept 3 aside from the batch wrapped, and one was very hard. The other 2 weren't so hard. Well, like the decorated cookies, cutout cookies, like my recipe, it's good. Like when packaged correctly, like usually heat sealing I recommend because it preserves freshness up to 3-4 weeks. You can also add, I think you also add agave syrup.
Yeah.
I've tried invert syrup, but agave syrup is readily available. But if you have a preference, you can also make. It's called invert sugar syrup, which takes about an hour to make, and it's like a additive in different candies and fondant and ganache. It just keeps everything smooth.
Holds the moisture in.
It holds, and in cookies it holds moisture because it
Mhm.
attracts moisture from the air.
Yeah.
You can add that to your cookie dough to prolong their shelf life. Okay. So now here I've got my little palette. I got these at craft store. I like these because they are small. They also have 2-pack, which I might get. I think you also use for whatever they call it, 4 cavity palette, right?
Mine, I only have 6. I've never seen a 4.
Yeah, I
So
like
cute.
it. They even have I think 2, so it comes handy. So I'm just going to, you see this is dry, so I'm just gonna add a few drops and it's going to help. And you can also add some Everclear to it. So never ever dispose of it because oops.
Oh, wow.
So that happens. So make sure that yeah, that's one I think disadvantage of the bottle. Sometimes you have to be careful and like especially if you're working on a project, don't aim it at your cookies because I mean it's a little gold splatter, so it will look
Yeah.
fine. But you know what I mean. If you're doing a cake and you do that, it's
Mhm.
good.
And with the food coloring too, when you're closing the bottles.
Exactly. So that was a really rookie mistake on my part. So you see, and then if it becomes too thick, you can add a little Everclear. Oh, did I smudge it? I think I smudged it. So I'm gonna start from here. And you can see the light colored border. It really helps when you are painting it with gold because the coverage is better.
Mhm.
And initially I was going to do the roses on here around, but then because I was like, well, everything is for women, and maybe, guys would like to get some fun stuff. But I already had done the border. That's like, it was one thing that I would change the border.
Mm.
Okay, so let's see. Before I go any further, I keep forgetting to write the message here also. I'm nuts about you on the side. Just became a splatter cookie. I have the
Yeah.
little round one with the lid. Oh, they have a lid. Well, I guess it comes with a lid. You can get maybe a little round palette thing with a lid.
Oh, that's cool.
So this, I should have done this before because it's easier to draw or write when you don't have to have your hand so elevated. Again, your icing should be dry. If it's wet or not fully dry, then it's going to cause you trouble. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I did. Okay, very well. So here, oops. Okay, let's see if we can correct this boo-boo. I don't know if I can, but usually when this happens, I have a Q-tip on hand. Let's see if I have a Q-tip. Maybe I don't have a Q-tip, but hmm, no Q-tip. So let's
Do you
see.
have a paper towel or something?
I have a little bit of. I have a little water here.
Yeah.
I have alcohol, so that will work. So I'll just show you like what you can do. I usually use a Q-tip that I kind of wet with a little bit of Everclear.
Oh, June said put a nut over it. That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. Yes, that's an excellent idea. Now
But also,
I want to show you. I
yeah,
want
show
to
us
show
what
you
to do.
how I do it. Or
Mhm.
I don't have a Q-tip here, so that's okay. but I usually kind of wet it,
Yeah.
and I try to. But Q-tip works up. Now my brush is falling apart. Works better.
Are you using water or alcohol?
This is alcohol, but
Okay.
it's not gonna work. I don't think it's going to work for me this time because
Yeah, sometimes you can just kind of erase it like that.
yes, but I don't think it's going to work. Oh, that makes it worse.
Yeah, if the color like gets absorbed into the icing, it's kind of impossible to. So
Well,
I think covering it up with a
you
nut.
can cover it
Yeah.
with well. I guess the nut is the solution. We're gonna cover it with a nut, and then I'll put about. Okay,
Oh, and then Emily's asking about craters.
craters.
So like when you do like a small area of icing and it caves in.
Well, that's usually because the icing is too runny, you know. So
And something that you do is you pipe like a
like
support.
for example, in like these are pretty narrow, right? So you
Mhm.
have to pipe this with flat icing. What you can do, especially this area is super narrow, you can pipe a little line, like a zigzag line in the middle, and let it crust. It's important that you let it crust, and then you pipe over it. And that zigzag line, it's acting like a support beam, so the icing on top of it is not going to sink in. And that's about you. Okay, I really screwed up. Sorry, guys.
I think, yeah, I think if you really wanted to cover it, you could do that with either the icing, put more icing over it. Or June was asking if you could paint over it with white food coloring. I don't know if it's like opaque enough to do that.
We could also, like I didn't want to do roses, but heck with it. That's about you. I think then I like the idea,
That makes sense.
or maybe do this. I'm just gonna do this, and then what I'm gonna do. I don't have white here, or we could just do white. I'm just gonna do that. Let's see if this is gonna work. I haven't tried covering up my mistakes with white, but I can get it to work.
Isomalt is like, it's just like hard candy, right?
It's hard, yeah. It's like
You
hard.
really wouldn't want to like bite it, probably.
You wanna more like you kind of wanna suck on it, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see how this is going to work. My giant palette knife. This is not gonna work, guys.
Yeah.
See, I'm making it work. Yeah. Well, this is how you learn, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's great for everyone to see
I've
what
never tried it with icing, but I think I don't know. June suggested or somebody suggested icing, so let's try. And I think the nut is the solution, or maybe the rose. It's kind of what a dumb mistake, huh? Hmm. Okay, not it is. Not it is.
it's perfect. And you would never know. Like it just looks like you meant to do that.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my mistake. Interested in making some Canadian trucker corn? Like, okay. Oh, we all mess up. Just Amber doesn't mess up. She's perfect.
Oh, I mess up. I just edit those out.
So now I'm gonna just add some heart. Obviously, you want to paint everything with gold. It's just very repetitive, so I'm sure many of you know how to do that.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. I hope you feel better soon.
Yes, feel better. And now we're going to just add the nuts. And to add those, I'm just adding some dots of icing. was a little different, but I think I'm going to do another version with the chain. I think it's gonna be cool. Okay, I'll do 3.
My grandma's suggesting that we do some more like mistake correcting shows.
Thing correcting shows. Now this mistake, I had the Q-tip usually works for me. Q-tip just has it absorbs immediately all of the color when you wet it. So it usually does work, but yeah. So here is so this is one I did previously. Now what you can also do if you want to, I mean, I do like to see the nuts, but you could also add the wafer paper, right? Depending on the style you're looking for. So you can add the wafer paper here. Oops, if I can pick it up. No. Just underneath the glass if you really wanted to, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an option, but I do like to see what's in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. There. Okay. So this is the one we did today. This is my little mistake. Nobody will ever know. And I hope you guys will not tell anyone. Okay. So do you have your cookies? Can you show your cookies? Let's see. This. How do we do this? Okay. So, all right. So look at that. So pretty. I'm glad we both did hearts. Mine are like, yeah, it's like a little more masculine, but still cute, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna remove myself. And we are what, 4 minutes overtime? Excellent. So we are doing pretty well. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Make the Isomalt. Now it's not too deep. Like here you can see. Oh, oops, you can see. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna add it quickly. So you can see this is the part that I messed up with the torch. See how it's not too thick.
Like it looks like 1/8 of an inch, maybe.
Yes, around there. Now it needs to have some thickness, obviously, and it's not, yeah. And also when you first make it, it's going to bubble a lot, and you have to let the bubbles subside. So you don't want to add those. You have to wait for it to clear and then pour. But maybe we'll do some live with like simple Isomalt.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay, guys. So thanks for joining me today, Amber.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
And we guys will be back again on Tuesday with Mar. I think we are moving on, and from Valentine's Day we'll be doing some spring cookies. Hopefully, we'll see.
Nice. We need that.
And you'll be joining us. I think you are doing another live with me on the March
4th.
4th.
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah. So guys, mark your calendars. Amber is gonna be back on March 4th, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.